Jim, thank you so much for joining us for the 2020 Pittsburgh Recovery Walk. We're so glad to have you here, and we remember you from 2018 when you came to our recovery walk then.
Yeah.
I'm curious, what do you remember about that walk, and what made you want to come back and do it again this year?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, the cause is a great cause. Anytime people are trying to get healthy, to get on with a life that is meaningful and not covered up with a substance, I'm behind that. It's such an important thing, such a big problem. And just the people, hearing all the stories that day on the stage was incredibly moving. And just to see people they're outside, they're out, physically doing things, having fun. And I mean, I think it's a good representation of what life can be, without having to take something or drink something or smoke something to make life better. Like, life's already pretty fantastic.
Yeah.
So I love the celebration of it, and that's exciting to me. So that's why we're back.
Oh, awesome. I'm so glad that you kind of got that spirit and you helped create that spirit too with your music.
Yeah.
Can you tell me, I'm curious about how you feel personally connected to the Recovery Walk?
Yeah, sure. A lot of different reasons. So I've had a lot of folks very close to me go through addiction and get clean and get help and get their life back. So I've watched the process work. Mm-hmm. And and to see some of these people, the way that their lives were going until they made the switch, it's very moving. Unfortunately, it doesn't happen for everybody. I also know too many people that have passed away as a result of their addiction, and that's a heartbreaking thing. And I know I can't fix anybody, even though I'd like to try sometimes. But I know that I can support. I can be present and be a part of someone's good part of their life. Whether it's through music or actually playing drums with them or whatever it is.
Yeah. When you think about kind of like the way the public talks about or thinks about addiction and recovery, are there ways that you wish that would change?
So I think that in maybe the last decade or so, this is just my opinion, that it's gotten better, that I think people are gaining an awareness of that it's a disease and not a character flaw or a weakness, though we can certainly display a lot of character flaws while we're in an addiction. So I'm hopeful about that. I know there's always those folks that say you're just not good at life, or you don't know how to be disciplined and all of those things. And I think until people make that sort of paradigm switch out of the old way of thinking about addiction and into, hey, this is something that it's a actual disease that has all kinds of different reasons why it exists that you on the outside may never ever know about or see. And so, addressing the whole person, the brain, the body, the spirit, the emotion, all those things, I think as that becomes more of the norm, it makes it easier for people to go, oh, I get it now.
Yeah.
I didn't get it. Because the old way of thinking about things it's old, it's outdated.
So speaking of the whole person, how have you been doing during the pandemic, and how are you taking care of yourself these days?
I think about the thunderbolt at Kennywood. It's like one of these, and then and then all around, and oh my God, what the hell's happening? And then, all right, everything's all right. Oh no, it's not. It's kind of a bit like that. Mm-hmm. I'm super fortunate. I have people at home. Mm-hmm. I have work. I realize that I've got so many good things. I have the ability to walk outside. Mm-hmm. I have a little dog. Like all those things. I have my kids. I have food. So what I've been trying to do is let myself feel whatever the things are. I remind myself this shit is temporary, and then things clear. Mm-hmm. And I know myself enough now that there's a cycle with all of these things, that not any one of them is permanent. They'll always ebb and flow. So that's helped. Walking has helped. Doing my breathing exercises really, really helps. Mm-hmm. Getting right sleep helps. I've been eating way better because I'm home. I'm cooking. It's like so much better. All the little stuff, really makes a big difference.
Well, that's perfect because my kind of last question for you is about hope, and the Pittsburgh Recovery Walk is about hope. So is there anything that's helping you stay hopeful these days?
I'm super hopeful because I know that the part of the deal about being on this planet is that we get to go through all kinds of tough stuff, right? There is no cakewalk for anybody. And that just like all the really tough things that have happened through history, I told my son about this the other night. I'm like, let's look back and let's go decade to decade. There was some really tough stuff every decade, the whole way back into the 1800s, which is the most history that I know. And you could go back further, and there's always tough stuff. And I think the measure of us is how resilient can we be, and how do we not wait to live, mm-hmm. right? We can't wait for the thing to pass. We have to live, do it in a way that doesn't hurt anybody, and then and get on with things. And to me, that's the most hopeful thing, is that I don't have to stop life. I have to adjust some things, right? We don't get to play on weekends these days. So we adjust. I know that it'll be back. I'm super confident of that.
Well, that's really what we're thinking about the Recovery Walk this year, is that we get to do it in this way that's unusual. And we hope we get to come back around next year and do it traditionally. But thank you for helping us keep going with it, and it's wonderful to hear your music, and thanks for joining us.
Yeah, the last thing I want to say is that just think about the things that we can do now that we weren't or couldn't do before the pandemic. I keep focusing on that. Mm-hmm. So even though I don't like that we're not playing, I love that we're getting to do this. Like this, I would have never come here had you not called.
And I know there are people that are tuning in from outside of Pittsburgh that never could have been here in person.
That's right.
So that's pretty cool. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.